Hello, welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you're at. I'm glad you're here. Today, I'm going to talk about Nauli. Nauli is a kriya. Kriyas are cleansing practices. I practice a handful of them. I like to do them in the morning. Most of the time, I do them when I complete a shower. Haven't showered this morning, but gonna do it anyway. Kriyas are ritual practices. They bring you closer to yourself. For example, I do tongue scraping. That brings me a closer relationship with my food because of the way it softens the tongue and makes the food taste. I'm gonna try to explain it. It's like it makes food taste better. I mean, clean your tongue properly, you'd be surprised. Give it a try. I also practice neti, cleaning the nose, and I practice kapalabhati pranayama, which stokes the inner fire, and what is the practice? And I practice Nauli. So I'm going to talk about Nauli on Instagram, social media like that. They'll call it #alien yoga because of the way that it looks. But basically what it is a mind-body practice. Just like, any of these other things that we do in yoga or even martial arts, we're making a mind-body connection. So when you first begin practicing Nauli Kriya, you'll notice that it can be frustrating, or when you first start to try to do the engagement of the area, that it possibly feels like a phone call to a blocked number, and you're like, nobody's picking up this phone. But with Nauli Kriya, what we are asking of our body is basically neurogenesis. We're asking for new neurons to be created or connected or fired up, We are engaging with our body in a way that we never have before. So allow those connections time, okay? Keep engaging, believe in yourself, and amazing things will happen. I promise. Nauli was not something that I mastered overnight. It was something that I had to continue to engage with pretty much on a daily basis. I would engage with it for about 5 minutes every morning, and eventually I started to make the connections. One of the biggest tricks to it is to do it in front of a mirror, because basically you're kind of like Uma Thurman on Kill Bill, and you're staring at your big toe and you're saying, wiggle your big toe, okay? Until your mind makes that body connection and those neurons connect and stuff gets firing, okay? So don't get frustrated. Give yourself lots of grace and engage with Nauli Kriya. Because it used to be taught first in yoga. You would approach yoga and they would be like, okay, before we show you any, asana, you're going to have to do Nauli Kriya. And for me personally, when I started to engage with it, I started to understand why they would do that. Because I was like, man, I can engage my core in a way that it's like grabbing my spine with my fist, and then I can maneuver my body at the core like this. Now, if you want to have a press practice, you want to increase your handstands, or maybe you just want to do arm balances, or perhaps you just want to find a more deeper, subtle awareness of your asana practice, this is it. Nauli is it. It will take you on an inner journey that I can't explain. Because like much of yoga, it has to be experienced for it to resonate. So if you're willing to, meet yourself here, then I'm here to explain to you what's happening inside of my body, and maybe that will click for you too. I'm going to do the best that I can. It's complicated to explain, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you what's happening in my body, and if it clicks, beautiful. And if it doesn't, could you throw me some constructive criticism down? Because I'm so open to that. Very open and thankful for any feedback that you could give me. But let's get started. Nauli starts at stage 1. Okay? Stage 1. Make sure everybody can see. Push this light. This. Okay? So at stage 1, we need to be able to... Oh, I need to be higher. Let me stand on the stool for you guys. Okay. You know, plant the feet. Sometimes you want to plant them wide because I'm on this. I'm gonna put them as wide as I can. But mainly, you know, you'd want to be about a mat's distance apart. Come to a squat. Place your palms on your knees. When you do this, you need to press. Okay? Because what we're doing is creating resistance. All right? So you squat down and press your palms down into your thighs, creating a resistance. Then you start to kind of pull back towards your spine, creating that bow-like resistance, okay? So you already want to be engaging the core in a way that it's tight, you know, you're aware, and pressing the palms into the thighs. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to exhale completely. Just empty your lungs completely. Once you do that, you're going to take the back of your tongue, gently rest it at the back of your mouth, closing your throat off. Because we're going to do what's considered a fake inhale, okay? We're going to use all of the activation in the body like we're going to inhale, but we're not going to take any air in because the back of the tongue is closing the throat, and that's going to create the suction that we need to draw the navel up and back, pulling the contents of the abdomen up toward the chest cavity. Okay? So I'm going to step up here just for the sake of the visual of this video, but if you're down on the ground, you want your feet spread a little wider than what I've got up here. So we're crouching down. Exhale completely. Push your palms down. The tongue goes to the back of the throat. Fake inhale. And release. That's stage 1, okay? Is getting the navel drawn up and back and sucking up into the chest cavity, okay? So let's do it again. All together now. Let's see if I can step down and what it looks like. I'm just going to lower this just a smidge. Good. Coming down. Let's see if that is better for what we're trying to do. So, exhale completely. Palms on thighs. We're in a partial squat, right? Tongue goes to the back of the throat. Fake inhale. Soften the belly. All right? Stage 1. Okay. Stage 2. We're going to suck it in. We're going to push out. Ready? Now, don't get discouraged because at first you won't be able to hold your breath that long. It will be a little difficult. This is not something that we engage in all the time. So give yourself grace once again. But I stayed at stage 2 for a long time. It's very important because you're using your stomach muscles in a way that you've never used them before. So they're confused. Some of the neurons aren't there yet. And we're encouraging the body to go through neurogenesis by firing brain, signals like nerve impulses to that area. Not only by using our mind to think about it, but using our visualization to look at it and think about it at the same time. So make sure that you're in front of a mirror when you do this. So stage 2 is really important. And it's the one that I probably stayed at the longest, because once that started clicking, the other 2 stages come together pretty quickly. But we're all individuals. We're all different. And we're all going to be at the different stages, different amounts of time. But stage 2 was really foundational for me. So let's go back and do it one more time. So we are stepping our feet about a mat's width apart. We're looking in the mirror. We're loving ourselves. Hey, you. I love you. And we're putting our palms on the thighs, pushing into the thighs, creating resistance. We're not fully extending the arms. The elbows are still slightly bent. Okay? But we're pressing in enough to feel tension here on the sides. Okay? We're going to exhale. Tongue closes the back of the throat. Fake inhale. Suck the navel up and in. And when I push out, I'm still covering the back of my mind. I am thinking in my head, push the belly out. Okay? And then the belly goes back out where it was, and then I push it back in. But no air comes in or out of my nose. Okay? All right, so stage 3. This is where it's going to get a little tricky, guys, okay? You're going to have to really think and really stare at you. You, beautiful you, all right? So, when we go to stage 3, what we're doing is squeezing in on the sides and pushing the center out, okay? Oh, man. It's the recti. Should have looked up these terms. Sorry, guys. But the center of your abs, we're going to squeeze in the sides and just push the center out. All right? I'll demo, and then we'll go from there. Exhaling all the air out. Tongue to the back of the throat. Fake inhale. Palms push into the thighs. Okay, that one's tricky. You really got to think, all right? Think, I'm squeezing here to push this out. So don't relax, say the center, but squeeze these sides in to push the center out. And it's a mind game, because we're making a mind-body connection. So, just think about it. Don't attach to it too much. Don't get flustered. Keep loving you. But think about it. And then, pow. It will click. I promise. If you keep engaging, it will click. Stage 4 is the churning. And let me tell you, when I do this, I do it daily. It looks different every day. Some days there's more of a wave and it looks fluid and neat. Some days it's choppy. Some days it's really shallow and it doesn't engage. But I just have to love myself for showing up, not for how it looks. And I'm doing it to cleanse my digestive system, but also to engage with my core muscles in a way that makes it easier for my mind and body to communicate with one another. So when I'm in my asana practice and I'm in a revolved triangle, I can draw my navel back, grab a hold of my spine like a fist, and deepen my twist without the assistance of a yoga instructor, which is really, really helpful right now when I can't get to my teacher. Don't want to talk about it. Kind of sad about that right now. But it's okay because I got Nauli and it's extremely helpful. It helps to extend the spine and seated postures. It helps to deepen all my twists. It's just a better engagement of the core because I can work the front and the back to conjoin and make like a fist around my spine. So, stage 4 is rolling. So that's really, really having to think with your mind what you want to do. I'm going to demo and we'll go from there. Okay, so you can see there's a little bit of twisting action. Okay, so what's happening? So depending on which way the wave's going to go, I put a little more pressure into this palm than this one. All right, I'll do it again, and you watch the way my body twists. All right. So when you come from 3 to 4, we are see that push to the center, okay? Once you push it to the center, start thinking, this is crazy, just think about which direction you want that center to go. Serious. Think about Uma Thurman, Kill Bill, staring at her big toe going, wiggle your big toe. I'm serious. Stare at that center sticking out and think about, I want you to move to the right. And at first, it'll be like just a weird movement and, you know, your stomach might relax again right after that. You might be astonished with your superpowers that you had inside of yourself because you believed in you and you kept engaging. It will move. Just get in the mirror, do stage 3, think about which direction you want the center to go, and your body will start to make the connections. But it is a matter of kind of twisting the body a little bit, like this, and then the way that you pressing the palms into the thighs and swirling. You know, don't get crazy with it like this. Like, we don't need that much. It's pretty subtle, like this. And that will help to move the wave. So do it one more time. But anyway, that's Nauli. Thanks for being here. I love you.